Carlos Gomez, who's the CTO of APJ Aruba, will be joining us to talk about the latest technologies of the BFSI sector. Over to you, sir.
My name is Carlos Gomez Gallego, and I am the Chief Technology Officer for ARUBA, a Hewlett-Packard enterprise company. And I'm very happy to be presenting to you today, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. And today I'd like to talk about what we call powering the hybrid workplace, and how we're helping companies, in particular in the financial sector, to adapt to the new normal and be able to provide the the technology solutions that customers need in order to continue to operate and deliver the services for their customers. So one of the great things about working for ARUBA and HPE is that we've got offices and customers all over the world, and we've been able to do our own research to better understand what it is that customers need in order to provide solutions today and adapt to the to the changing environment as we move forward through this pandemic. And what we've seen is that there is really a huge impact on employees everywhere around the world, and in particular if we see India there, where over half of employees have been affected. Where I'm coming to you from Australia, it's about 25% or so, but what we can see is that this really has impacted everyone around the world. And I also want to make people understand that it's also impacted us at ARUBA and HPE. We've got offices in all of these countries, and we've got tens of thousands of employees ourselves that have been affected. So coming up with technology solutions is not just important for our customers, it's also important for ourselves as an organization. Just to take a little bit of a step back, I think that we sort of break things down into around 3 phases in terms of being able to move towards this hybrid workplace, as we call it. So for the first 3 months of this year, a big focus was on being able to just provide remote connectivity. So customers were looking at their existing VPN solutions, looking at Aruba's own remote access solutions, which I'll talk a little bit more about, and really transitioning to try and get employees just connected from home. The second phase, which depending on which part of the world you're in, we're sort of in at the moment, we're really trying to enable a safe return to work environment, not necessarily for every employee, but for a select number of employees that are maybe rotated in and out, just to start ensuring that we can get back to our offices, but doing so in a safe and secure way. And phase 3, which is sort of from next year and beyond, and it's a little bit of an unknown, but we see that the work from home capabilities is going to be critical, not for every employee of every customer, but certainly being able to provide access to work applications and the things that are required to do one's job will be something that we believe, based on our research, will be distributed between traditional offices and branches, as well as home offices and potentially other pop-up environments. And what we've seen with the survey that we did as well is that it's put a huge demand on IT. So all of a sudden, as I mentioned, in January, February, March this year, we suddenly had the majority of workers needing to connect in remotely from their home. So what a VPN solution that maybe was designed as, for a few remote employees and a few smaller use cases, now, it was suddenly the core technology that everyone was depending on. And that comes with scalability issues, operational issues, those sorts of things. Also, people are connecting from home on their home Wi-Fi network, which may not be as enterprise grade as it is in the office. Some employees didn't even have workstations or laptops that they could actually use from home, because the computers that they use are in the bank branch or wherever that may be. So and obviously you're trying to you also don't have access necessarily to go to your data center or to your office to, do some management tasks and the like. So there's a lot of really big challenges on the IT department. And as I mentioned, this, affected us at ARUBA and HP as well. And so what that's driven is a demand for the ability to manage networks from the cloud. So this doesn't mean that all of your data and your traffic goes through to the cloud, but the management and monitoring of those networks, be them for your network that's in your branch, at an employee's home, or even in the traditional office, obviously, being able to have the agility to monitor that from a cloud infrastructure and leverage all of the benefits of AI, be it for troubleshooting, be it for security use cases. We've really seen an acceleration from customers, understanding that the new normal is going to require some new thinking and some new solutions. They're really looking at the flexibility of cloud and the power of AI to streamline their operations. Again, what we've seen is that what this pandemic has done is accelerated a lot of existing projects. So it's not necessarily that customers weren't thinking about changing from CapEx to OpEx models, or from consuming IT via subscription services, but this has accelerated the need and demand for that, because some of the traditional ways of building, managing and monitoring networks has really changed with the distribution of our employees, the social distance compliance requirements and the like. And so, it's a great opportunity now to really rethink what your network is and how to deliver those services to your customers, thinking that they may be working from home in this kind of environment, in some cases for the following 12 months. So what's ARUBA Networks doing with regards to powering this hybrid workplace? What's our vision? What's our approach? Well, firstly, we need to consider not just the technology side of things, but, how do we actually bring people together and maintain some sort of company culture with, distributed workforces? What's more suited for certain job functions or certain people within my organization, and what's not so, suitable for others. So, I think it's a great opportunity with this disruption and this change to think about how we want to do that. And what, our recommendations to customers is to, look at really leveraging some of these new technologies where you're creating these, location independent work environments. Now, some job functions you can't do remotely, you can't do at the home, but certainly there are a lot of things that you can do, securely by connecting people and not being necessarily tied to a physical location. We also, really recommend that customers leverage the power of cloud and AI to really automate and simplify a lot of manual tasks, so we can concentrate on enabling applications and enabling our employees, rather than fixating on, traditional problems of ACLs and MAC addresses and all of these manual tasks that we've been doing for some time in the way that we've been building networks. So ARUBA has what we call our Edge Services platform to power this hybrid workplace. And there are three key pillars to this Edge Services platform. Number one, it starts with unified infrastructure. So whether it's the Wi-Fi network in the campus, whether it's the branch, whether it's switching at the edge or in the data center, SD-WAN, 5G and IoT use cases, having that unified infrastructure with security built in, with zero-touch provisioning, and with a consistent network operating system, provides less points of failure and a much easier way to build out this dynamic hybrid network. Of course, we have a zero trust security model, so that only authorized users and devices can connect into the network. Their connections are secured and the access only to the specific applications that they require. And over the top of these two is our AI Ops services layer, which enables us to leverage machine learning and AI to provide insights to the network administrator around potential optimizations, potential troubleshooting issues, and really provide a assisted ability to manage and monitor and secure those networks. And we're also seeing a change in and offering customers the flexibility of consuming that either directly, traditionally as they may have done, but increasingly as a service model with different finance options, given that there is a lot of pressure on CapEx budgets at the moment. And what are some of our customers in financial services doing around the world? So what we've seen in particular in a lot of our banking customers is leveraging the ARUBA remote access technology. So traditionally with a VPN solution, the idea is that the employee connects into the enterprise network. Well, with the ARUBA Networks remote access technology, what we do is we actually bring the network to the user. So by having one of these small wrap devices that can be plugged in at a user's home or a serviced office that they may be working out of, the wrap itself creates a secure IPsec tunnel back to the corporate office and presents the wireless network at that remote location as if the user was in the office. That allows you to use the existing secure, corporate managed laptop or even desktop device, as well as mobiles and tablets. It allows you to plug in Ethernet devices, whether that's a phone or a printer, and essentially isolate the home network from the traffic that's going across back to your corporate data center for specific applications. We've seen a huge uptake of this in the financial services industry, where thousands of executives from some of these big banks are using these to connect securely from home. And one of the most important things, aside from the user experience, is that by using this type of approach, it gives the network administrator visibility of the entire end-to-end communication of that user, and allows us to ensure that we've got great security and control over that user, and provide them as close to the office experience in their home as possible. One of the other things that we've been helping customers with in terms of enabling a safe return to the office is around contact tracing, social distance compliance, and space utilization. So ARUBA access points with our Wi-Fi capabilities are able to monitor where users are in your office environment and check that too many people aren't gathering in one particular location, be able to do contact tracing if one of your employees is sick. And we're able to do this, leveraging not just Wi-Fi data, but also Bluetooth data that's built into ARUBA access points. So you can see here, looking at space utilization and hot zones from a particular environment that's mapped out, with the floor plan of your existing environment. If you wanted to do some contact tracing, because an employee has, fallen ill, then you're able to, search for that employee and get a history of all of the other people within your organization that they may have come in contact with, so that you can, enforce some self-quarantining and protect the rest of your employees. So I've talked, one of the important aspects moving forward that we see as well is not just the technology side of things, but as I mentioned, the consumption side of networks is changing. So we're certainly seeing a big increase in demand for flexible financial and consumption models, whether that's network as a service subscriptions for individual components, and even financing with very attractive terms for customers that need a little bit of support given the current environment. Just in closing, I'd like to say that, regardless of where you are in this journey of adapting to the new normal, ARUBA Networks has, a suite of products that can help you with individual use cases and grow to, build a new way of managing and monitoring your networks through our cloud-based edge services platform. This will help you through, each of the 3 phases that we see as critical to returning to and adapting to a new normal. And please visit arubanetworks.com for more information. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I hope that was informative, and look forward to seeing you in person, maybe at next year's conference. Thank you. Goodbye.
Feel free to visit our partner booth for more information on such relevant topic. No harm in dropping by and saying hi to our experts. They will be happy to comment and connect with you. So do share your feedback about the session at the end and keep interacting with us on social media using the hashtag ETBFSI Converge. See you on the other side.